share with you a part of myself and who I am, and also a devotional that I found really crucial to what we're kind of going through right now. So I'll start with a little bit about myself and where part of my testimony. So when I was 6, I went to live with my grandparents, and that was a wonderful opportunity, as my grandpa was the music director at the church we went to, and my grandma was the Sunday school department leader. And we were at the church all the time as kids, and it was amazing, and I loved it. And as we grew up, they eventually retired from doing that, and we found another church to go to, and I always seek to find places in ministry to get involved, just because I liked serving, and I didn't really realize how much of a role that would play in my life until recently. But anyway, we've moved to other churches, and I always try to find a way where I can fit in and lead. And then in school, I was a band geek. I was the biggest band nerd you could find. I knew all the funny band jokes. I played the flute, and then I learned other instruments in high school. In high school, I ate in the band room. I was that kid, I know. But when it came to middle school and high school, I was picked on a lot because of my looks, because of how big of a band nerd I was, and because I had learning disabilities. All those were factors in me being made fun of and me being teased. And also, I was a strong Christian, and I wasn't afraid to hide it. My Bible came to school with me every day, and I wasn't afraid to hide that. And especially when it came to sports teams, I was on the shot put and discus ring, and that was not necessarily the most Christian place on the track team, but I stayed there anyway because I knew I was a light shining there, and I knew I could shine to some of those teammates of mine. And that did not necessarily come easy for me. It was a challenge, and it caused a lot of hardship for me. But I still continued, and then I went on to do sports in college even. I thought sports was going to be my career. I thought I was going to go into sports medicine. And that's kind of seems the path that I thought I was going to, because I was doing sports for a really long time. From doing swim team, and doing track, and then cross country and track at the same time. As I entered college, my freshman year, I wasn't sure what I was going to do in college. Didn't have my mind made up. I probably changed my major like 11 times. Okay, maybe not that much, but a lot. I changed my major a lot because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. The keyword was I. And I decided finally I'll land on human services, and then I'll eventually go and do my sports medicine and get sports medicine so I can be an athletic trainer. That's what I was bound and determined to do, and I was super set on that. And then summer camps were coming into school, and they're like, hey, come work for us. And I found a camp I was going to go work out with some friends up in Wisconsin, and I was so excited. I'm like, I'm going to work at this camp in Wisconsin. It's going to be great. But shortly thereafter, really close to the day I was supposed to move into said camp, it just didn't work out. And I all of a sudden found myself not really knowing where to go for the summer, but I knew I had to work at a camp that was set super heavy on my heart. But I wasn't sure where, and I reached out to a friend, and I came across the Salvation Army camp, and I began working there. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into, because all I knew was they were the people that had the kettles and bells on Christmas time and the angel tree. That's all I knew. So I came and started working at this camp, and then I started attending church with the Salvation Army. And I fell in love with that church. I don't really know how to explain it, but it felt like home. And nothing has ever felt that way before to me. And I proceeded to go there all summer long, and then after summer, I didn't realize how much that church meant to me and how much that affected me until I left and would decide to go back to where I originally was going. That connected to the school I was going to. And I just didn't feel right. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I felt really stagnant, and I wasn't going anywhere in my faith, and I was just kind of standing still at like a stop sign, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And I spent a lot of time in prayer because I wasn't sure what I was feeling. And then one Sunday, as I'm teaching a Sunday school class, I hear the Lord saying very clearly, go back to the Salvation Army. Go back there. Go back to Fulton Heights. Go back. And so I did. I didn't really even second guess it. The very next Sunday, I was at the Salvation Army Church, Fulton Heights. And ever since then, I've been there. That was the first time I really heard God speaking in my life. And so I went to Fulton Heights. And since, I've tried to find ways to get involved. And I went to Regen Conference, and I felt the Lord calling me to do something else within the Army. And I'm like, what are you telling me to do, Lord? You're telling me to do something more than just be a participant in the church. You're telling me to do something more than just these soldiership classes that I'm starting. Like, what are you telling me, Lord? And that led to me finding the calling of officership. And it was very clear to me that that's what he was calling me to do. And since then, I've been on this journey of working towards that calling, and it's been amazing. I have grown since I've been in that church in more ways than I have ever grown before. I've heard the Lord speak to me more than I've ever heard him speak before. And I can hear his calling leading me towards officership. And it all started when I went to the Salvation Army camp, and I wasn't even expected to go there. It was all him changing changing my plans into making it his plans. Changing to where I wanted to go, to changing my path to where he wanted me to go. And so that's a little bit about my story and who I am, and kind of what God's doing in my life right now, and kind of where my past was a little bit. But right now, I also want to share this devotional that I found that I thought was really applicable to what we're going through right now, with this whole virus situation and everything that we're going through. I thought this devotional stuck out. It's in this devotional book called The Book of Comforts, Genuine Encouragement for Hard Times, which the name itself kind of speaks for right now also, because this is a hard time. We don't really know what to do, and this one passage kind of stuck out to me. It starts off with the verse Isaiah 41:18, and that says, I will make rivers flow on barren heights and springs within the valleys. I will turn the desert into pools of water and the parched ground into springs. So he's kind of saying right there, it may look bad now, but he will turn this into something good. And through this devotional page, I'll read what the rest of the page says. When I am in pain, I want to rush through it and resume my life as soon as possible. But this is not how God works. In fact, some of his biggest plans for us take place during seasons of wilderness. He doesn't rush through deserts the same way. He doesn't overlook our griefs. Big and small, each is handled with care, and none is left alone. After all, without the barren heights, deep valleys, and dry deserts, and parched ground, we would never see the flowing rivers, rich springs, and pools of water he has promised us. That part kind of sticks out. Without times like this, how are we supposed to see some of his greatest miracles, greatest works? We need times of barrenness. We need times of drought so we can see some of his greatest works. So the world that doesn't know Jesus can see there really is something there. And so if we kind of look at what we're going through right now, through the lens of God is using this for something bigger than what we can even imagine, for what bigger than what we can even plan for. And he's going to use this. And we may be sitting and just like freaking out about what's going on, but if we just sit and reassure on the Lord is at work right now, and we don't need to stress and just be super anxious about it. We can find peace in him, and he will guide us through this because he has great plans for this. This is a barren valley we're in right now, but he will turn it into a flowing river like the one behind me. Ironically, I chose this spot before I even figured out what I was going to speak on today. This is a spot that I found a lot of peace in, and so I decided to sit here, and then I read this and I'm like, so perfect, because you may see some of this dirt and dust, and this is like the time that we're in right now, is said dirt and dust, which is like this is us right now. Dark times. But he will soon turn it into this water behind us. And it will be amazing. So my encouragement for you is have faith in his work, and don't lose hope, because there is hope for this. There is hope. Just pray, and if you need someone to talk to, come message me. Come talk to me, and I am here for you. And I'm sure other people in the army are here for you as well, because we love you. I love you all so very much. And I just want to bring you that hope and encouragement and a little bit about myself today. And I hope this is able to find you at a good place. Have a good rest of your afternoon. I love you all so very much.